does a surfer do when he lives in the high desert? Mackenzie Wilson takes us to a wood shop near Bend where we find the answer.
When it's warm outside, random people just come up and talk to Greg Bridges.
We have what's called parking lot syndrome. If you want to go for a 1-hour paddle, you show up and you need at least 2 hours because people will be asking you questions about your boat for the first half an hour. You go out and paddle. By the time you're bringing it in, they ask you questions more.
So maybe they're not so much into Greg, but what he makes and how he does it.
Did you do this with a kit? Was it from a kit? And I said, no, I do everything from scratch. I actually sell kits to build these, so I produce all the frame sets.
Not only does Greg sell kits to people wanting to build their own boards, he also walks some people all the way through the process.
I've had about 120 people go through it, building kayaks, canoes, and now stand-up paddleboards.
Greg's talking about the class he teaches up at CFCC.
I've had people that are complete novices that have never done anything with woodworking. They don't even know what a hand plane is, and they end up with building their own beautiful finished board after they've taken my class. It's one of the few things you can build today that you can control the whole process of it and then use it to transport you long distances. You can't build a car without somebody, unless you have a machine shop, I guess. Same thing with a bike, same thing with a plane, but you can build this or a kayak or a canoe and it can transport you as far as you want to go.
One look at the boards and you'd think Greg has been doing this for decades. But the truth is, professionally, he's only been doing this for about 7 years. His love of the sport, though, goes way back.
I still remember playing with, boats and actually a surfboard in my bathtub when I was little. And then growing up a street from the beach, it was always just going down to the beach. I had surf class in high school where I'd go to zero period, go surfing at 6:30 in the morning until 7:30, come back home, shower, and then show up back to high school. And then as soon as high school was over, I'd be right back at the beach. Somehow I managed to graduate.
And I even got in on the action. He let me put on the finishing touches on this one. Roll away.
Roll away. Just, there you go. Roll, roll, roll.
Oh, all right, all right.
Roll, there you go. So you want to do a thin sheen, even coat over the whole thing. Just keep rolling. Keep rolling.
No surprise. He didn't ask me if I could come back tomorrow.
How many boards are you building a year?
I probably do around 6 or 8.
How long does each one take?
It's a total of about 50 hours total, but it's not like you can do one a week.
Yeah.
Because it's like, do this, it'll take an hour, then you gotta let it dry for 4 hours and go do something else.
People who want Greg's boards live everywhere. And this one is going to Maui.
The majority of people, they don't want a cheap foam board out of China.
Yeah.
They want something that's made in America. They want something that's handcrafted.
Even though he is stoked to be living on the high desert, the ocean is always calling.
Eventually, one of these days, I will build myself a giant sailboat and say, I'm done. And we'll, take off and go sail around the world for a couple of years.